Honey, I gave y'all about 7 hellos with all the excitement in the hellos, but I was on mute. So you didn't hear the hellos. Go lay down, go lay down. My dogs think I'm telling them to come over here because they're excited. They're excited like I'm excited, but this isn't about you guys. Go lay down. Sorry guys. Welcome back to my channel. You guys know I am Miss Sabrina Seoul. I am your host for this evening. I wanted to come on a little bit earlier. It is a little behind schedule, but I definitely still wanted to come on and talk to you guys before we bring Marcia up. We're still waiting for her. She's running a little behind schedule, but tonight is the very first episode of the very next season of The Missing Link. If you guys do not know what The Missing Link is, The Missing Link is a show, podcast that I do on my YouTube channel where I bring entrepreneurs, pretty much anybody that's in business, all walks of life. And what I do is I bridge the gap between the entrepreneur and the people that are interested in getting into business, into the businesses that they might have that we might be talking about, or the entrepreneurs that I have on the show. So it's pretty much just bridging that gap and me asking them questions like how they got started, what did it take to get them started, how much money did it take to get them started, how much money do they make in the business that they have. I mean, so it's so much that I try to cover with all of the entrepreneurs. But if you guys do not know what The Missing Link is, that is what The Missing Link is. I've done so many amazing interviews up until this point. I've interviewed Carl Thomas, the singer, the R&B Grammy nominated singer. I've interviewed Carl Thomas. I've interviewed so many people, especially from like the DMV area, because I'm trying to give back to where I came from, and to try to give those people that are in business the opportunity to, to have a platform. And I'm so grateful that I have this platform to be able to bring them on so you guys can learn more about them. Irena and Jamie Tyler, if you guys are fans of Love and Marriage DC, I interviewed them, a lot of the castmates, and that's actually how I even started this. A lot of the castmates from Ready to Love, I've interviewed Jamala, I've interviewed Randall, I've interviewed Samson, I've interviewed Sharice, I've interviewed Rashid, Rashid and Simone, actually separate interviews, not together, because both of them have their own businesses. So I interviewed them separately. The list goes on and on and on. So makeup artists, actors, radio personalities, Rodney Red Grant. You guys probably know Red Grant as the comedian, but he was running for the mayor of DC. I interviewed him. I mean, so many amazing people that I've had the opportunity to sit down with and to interview. And I never would have thought that I would have got into something like that. But yeah, I'm grateful for the platform. And I just remember, if you guys don't know the story, quick story, I remember when I was going into business and I would ask people like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And no one wanted to help me. Nobody wanted to answer my questions. Nobody wanted to give me advice. They just didn't want to help me. And I always said, if I ever was placed in a position to help the next person, then I would, and now I'm in a position where I do have a platform where they can come on and they can talk about their businesses and promote their business and promote themselves. I always felt like that, it's not a crab. Well, a lot of us have that, but the crabs in a barrel mentality. And I wish that a lot of us would get out of that, because it's room for everyone. It's enough money for everyone out here. I wish that someone would start and bring back, I don't got enough money, bring back Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? And we just like kind of try to come together and help each other and uplift each other, because it really does take a team. You cannot have a business by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. It's not possible. You can start by yourself, but as you grow and grow and grow and grow, there's no way that you guys can do and have and run a business by yourself. Okay, I see Marcia. She just popped in. She popped back out. Hopefully she can get it straight and come back. But I just wanted to let you guys know, thank you so much for being a part of the Missing Link community, and you guys watching this moving forward from like my panel reviews and my live watch parties and my vlogs that I do. So to be able to bring this to you and you guys still support me on this level is much appreciated. Thank you so very much. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you are new here, welcome. We would love to have you over here on my Seoul Mate community. If you would like to follow me on all the platforms, definitely, if you go down to the description box below, you can follow me on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all down there. But like I said, I'm so excited to be able to start the new season. And this is actually season 3 for me for the Missing Link. So I just want to say, shout out to me. You know what I mean? Let me shout out to me for being able to be here, you know, God willing, and to still be able to bring you amazing content and amazing people and amazing entrepreneurs to show you guys if they can do it, you can do it too. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and add Miss Marcia to the stream. Hey, lady, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Am I frozen?
No, it's a little delay, but I can hear and I can see you. So that's good. Did you go ahead?
No, I'm good. I was just trying to make sure because I'm super delayed. It's like frozen.
Yeah. Did you want to, because I saw you leave out and come back. Do you feel like you want to leave out and try to come back again? Because I want you to be comfortable.
No, I was good. It just went out. I didn't do that.
Okay. Okay.
So, I don't know. I've been on here a few times, but it hasn't froze like this. Is it my Wi-Fi?
It might be. It might be, like I said, if you hold on. I think if you want to maybe go out, because it might just be this connection. If you want to go out and try to come back in.
Okay, so leave studio and then come back. Okay.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Why do I look so green? Okay. Do I look green or like yellow or something? Man, I got to get, because I'm not in my office anymore. So I'm trying to make it happen, guys. I am so sorry. I think I'm like green, like a greenish yellowish color. But hey, and shout out to you guys. It is 31 of you watching. If you have not, 33, if you have not hit that thumbs up, definitely hit that thumbs up for Marcia and let her know, like, you know what, I came to see her tonight. Shout out to my chat. What's up, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us tonight. Just waiting for Marcia. D. Brown says, Sabrina, I think the Missing Link is an awesome idea, and thank you for bringing it to us. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Thank you for the acknowledgement. That really, really means a lot to me. And also, too, if you have any questions, if I get around to it, if you have any questions for Marcia, definitely put them in the chat as well. And if I get to them, and if I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to ask her that, then I'll definitely put it on the screen for you. So we can discuss that. You say I do look a little green. Oh no, I don't know how to fix it because I'm not in my office. So like I'm here. Ooh, no, I'm definitely green now. So I'm not used to this light, you know what I mean? I'm so sorry. Thank God we're doing this before she comes on, right? Kimchi, relax. Hey.
Hey, I think it's still delayed, but we could just rock and roll.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and go with it. I'm trying, girl. I was sitting over here trying to get my lighting straight. I was looking green like Shrek, child. So I'm sorry about the light.
I'm over here like, what is this? But I'm gonna just sit still.
Do you have your settings? Are you on your cell phone?
No, I'm on the computer.
Really? Did you set it to where you have your background when you logged on to StreamYard?
Yeah, it naturally does the blurry thing from when I used StreamYard last time, which I don't mind. But is it coming up normal or am I showing up like a robot?
You're not even showing up you're literally showing up like this.
Oh no.
Yeah,
You
like
want me to try my cell phone?
you can. I think your cell phone probably will be better.
I
Yeah.
thought the computer was better, but let's see.
I would think that the computer was better, but because of the freezing, it's just throwing you off a little bit. Like your words and where you're speaking,
Okay.
you're not matching.
Okay, I'm gonna leave and I'm literally gonna click it right now.
Okay. Okay. God, do I still look green? Oh God, man, you know what? Technical difficulties, you know what I mean? I guess we got to get it straight. This is the first show. We got to get it straight, right? Oh God. Oh, maybe that's better. I don't know. We're just gonna we're gonna rock with it. Yeah. Do I look okay? Do I still look green? I think I still look green. Oh my God. It's giving 70s Kung Fu movie. No. It's Marcia, love you to life. Yay. Yay. Hey, Suan. How are you? Yes, we do love Marcy. Yes, I think it's better. I think it's better.
Okay, I look weird, but okay, wait.
No, you look, girl.
Okay, but how? I don't think I can see the comments on here. No, wait.
You know,
Oh yeah, I can. I just gotta click it.
okay.
All right, we're gonna make it work.
I was gonna say, because if you want, you could cut your laptop on. Honey, my subscribers here and my followers here, my soulmates here are real. They give us a lot of grace here. They're very patient with us.
Oh,
No, they really are. I have a great family over here. So then they will wait for us, honey. They
I
will
love
wait
that for you.
us.
Can I use both? Can I see the comments on my laptop and then use this?
Yeah, so you could turn your laptop on, just click the pause button so we don't hear you and us in the background, but you could be able to watch the chat on your laptop, but just stream through your phone. Does that make sense?
Oh, girl, yeah, but I'm not about to waste our time. Actual YouTube. Nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not heavy. I know exactly what you're saying, but it's gonna take.
But you need to click the link like you're watching it as a viewer.
Right.
To see the comments.
But I'm not even logged into my Instagram on my laptop. It'll take me way too long.
Okay.
So we're just gonna, I'll just click in and out. And if I'm looking like I'm doing something, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Well, since she's not going to be able to see the chat and she's going to be able to see the chat later, go ahead and show much love to Marcia in the chat. Welcome, Marcia. Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Before we even get started, I don't know if you know, but I review the show and I talk about you guys and I talk about every episode. I do the live watch party and I do the panel. We're not here to talk about Ready to Love, but normally I do this behind the stage, but I'm going to do it now.
Oh, we're not going to talk about Ready to Love?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
We're going to discuss it a little bit, but we're going to be talking more about you and your business. That's what this is about, But like I said, normally I do this behind the scenes. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm a huge fan of yours. I really loved you on the show, and I'm just so honored to have you here. That's what I wanted to say.
I appreciate that so much, girl. I appreciate it so much.
Yes. Okay. And we could talk about the other stuff off camera, and but we here for Marcia, and we here to talk about what Marcia does.
Well, I'm open to, if they have questions about the show. I mean, I can, but I think it's relieving to know that I don't have to talk about the show.
Yeah. Oh no. That's not what this is about. Now, if you want to come on and you could talk, to talk about the show, we could do that. But this episode, this show is strictly for who Marcia is as an entrepreneur.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys know I jump right into it. We have 46 of you watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you here. And we're going to go ahead and begin. You guys know I like to get straight to it. And no chaser. Okay. So my very first question to you, Marcia, is who is Marcia Stewart?
So Marcia is a fashion designer. I started out doing hair. I still take clients. I make custom wigs and things of that sort, but I mainly make clothing. Everything is from scratch, in-house, in Miami, produced, made, textiles, everything created and developed here in Miami. I'm a free spirit. I love music. I love to dance. I'm very outgoing, and yeah, I'm a girl's girl. So
Yeah, me too. I say that all the time. So where are you from? Like, where did you grow up? Were you born in Florida? Like, or are you originally there? Let the
yeah,
people know.
so I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, which is kind of rare now because it's not a lot of us here. But I was actually born and raised here, and I attended college here as well. So I'm a
Wow.
local.
Wow.
hmm
So what do they say? So you're not an implant. That's what they be saying. They
Yeah, because
implant.
it's true. It's true because it's so many people you meet is like, oh, I just moved here, or especially since COVID, most people flew down. Like they're like, if I'm gonna work remote, I'm gonna move to Miami. So it's very rare you meet people that's born and raised in Miami.
Yeah, exactly. How was it growing up there? I mean, literally, that's Miami. I mean, I used to fly down there to South Beach to party. So how was it
Yeah,
growing up?
girl, growing up in Miami is very interesting experience because you
Mhm.
have all this culture, all this influence from different islands. It's a very, I tell everybody, like we're like an island transplant, you know? So it's
Mm,
a very island culture. Yes, we're Southern. People keep saying, oh, she sounds so Southern. But Miami is like its own little world. So growing up here, it's a hustle and bustle. Like it either make you or break you. And I think for me it made me a hustler. It made me focus on the things I wanted, the life I grew up seeing, the
mm,
fast cars, the high rises, those things were visible to me.
right.
But it's also, I grew up in the inner city area, so it was a very like rags to riches growing up, so you chase your dream,
Mm.
you know.
That's interesting because the way you're talking, that's how DC people talk. You know what I
mm.
mean? Like me thinking you're from Florida, girl, like we be out here chilling, like we be having bonfires, like we'll go and walk on the beach, and
Uh-uh.
you didn't say none of that.
Mm-mm. It's all hustling. If you can survive in Miami, you can survive anywhere. Far as like getting it out the mud. Like if you was born into money, maybe. But if you was like born, hardships, adversity, and you can make it here, you
Mm,
literally can make it anywhere. Because you have to think we don't have a lot of industry work. Like it's
yeah.
kind of like it's not a city of industry. It's like you either make it or you don't, and it's get it out the mud, make it. It's kind of different from
Mm.
other big cities.
Mm. So growing up, so you starting your life and your lifestyle and you getting yourself out the mud, what did you do? How did you start? So when you was 15 and you got your job permit, you was like, I'm about to start work. No, I'm not saying that's what happened, but when you
I
got
get Sabrina, you're not gonna even believe me. Like, I don't have a W-2 ever. Like, I never worked ever. Like, I've worked for myself since I was a kid, like middle school, but I haven't like legit worked for people ever. So
wow.
yeah, it's kind of crazy to say out loud. So
That's
I've
cool
always
though.
been an
That's such an
entrepreneur.
inspiration. Like you like 1099 life. Like you not
Yeah,
telling
till
me.
it come time to pay for healthcare and retirement.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So
But yeah, no, it's inspirational. But to your point, like I just didn't I didn't throw myself out there in a workforce. I threw myself out there far as my mom supported me 100%. Like we turned our whole carport into like a salon. Like I've always worked for myself. And to the point when my mom went through a divorce, I was able to like support her through that financially. So it's always been a blessing to have skill sets that are fruitful, you know?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Somebody say she not from Florida, she from South Florida.
Somebody did say that.
Somebody know what they talking about.
Yeah.
Whoever said that know exactly what
Have
they're
a cat. Can you see the comments on the screen when I put them up?
no, because I clicked the comments open. So it's like
Oh, okay.
but
I
I
get
see
it.
you highlighted it.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
the
yeah. Because if
Kappa.
I highlight, I wanted you to be able to see it.
Yeah, Imani. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. That is so super dope. Okay. So, okay. Because you sound like me. Because, honey, when I was like 9, 10 years old, I had my little friends come over and I had like books and little
Yep.
lotions and stuff. I'd be
Yep.
like, you want to buy a book for 25 cents?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
used to make the little bracelets in my Pocahontas book bag and sell them. And then my mom was like, what is going on with the bracelets? Because they would run up to the car and I'd be sticking them out the window.
that's amazing.
I've
Yeah.
always been a creative and I've always
Yes.
been an entrepreneur.
Yeah, me
Always.
too. Me too. It's crazy because I do that with my daughter. Like every chance I get, like I'm like, let's do, and she has her own clothing line. So, and I'm so
Oh
glad
my
that
God, I love
I
that.
am who I am because everything that I've taught myself, I teach
You
her.
can pour.
Yeah.
You could just fill her up with confidence. And creation
Absolutely.
equates confidence. Like when
Absolutely.
when you're able to create something that people are actually like and willing to give you
Mhm.
their hard-earned dollars for,
Right.
that gives you confidence. Like that's
Mhm.
the best feeling because people work
Yeah,
hard for their money. So when people are like,
absolutely.
yeah, I want to buy those pants like now, I'm like, okay. So to be able to share that with your daughter, that's like probably I don't know, I don't have kids, but I can imagine that it's very rewarding.
Wait, when you have your kids, you're gonna be like, and we're not here to talk about me, but you're gonna be like, this what it feel like. It's
I
an indescribable
know.
feeling. It's nothing that I can say to make
I
you
can
understand how it
imagine.
feels. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So growing up, so in the beginning, I know you said that your mom turned the carport into like a hair studio. So in the beginning, what did you want to be growing up? Like you were 4 years old and you was like, I want to be a doctor. I'm gonna be the president of the United States. Like, what did you want to be growing
Girl,
up?
I used to be like looking at the expressways. This is because I'm a creative naturally. And I used to be like, who the hell figured out how to make the expressways go like this and up and down? And then we would go to Disney World. And I was like, how did they figure out how to build Disneyland? So my mom was like, yeah, that's like an engineer or architect. And I was like, oh, I want to be that. Like I want to create big things that's functional. And then I just gravitated naturally to fashion. Maybe fashion came first. Because I was like cutting up socks for my dolls and making them little outfits. But I was always fascinated with like problem solving and creation. Like who built the expressways that go through an entire city that's functional? So I didn't know then that I wanted to be an architect, and that kind of like ties into designer as far as like problem solving and
Mhm.
physicality creating things. But I always was a hairstylist naturally. Like I
Mhm.
did hair like before I knew I was a hairstylist. I tell people that about design too. Like I was designing clothing before I knew I'm an actual designer. So these things kind of like chose me.
Right. You're so inspiring. Your story, yeah, because
Yeah.
you remind me so much of me, and it's like I get it. And people, and I don't get mad at me, everyone, but
I
people
am
that are
listening.
not creatives don't understand.
Yeah, I
They they
know.
don't
I
see
know.
it the way that we see it because I know with me being in like a property management, I can like look at an empty space like an apartment or a home and I can be like, ooh, like I can envision
Mhm.
so much stuff. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that could go there, that could go, and I'll be like, do you see it? And people will be like, no, I don't see it. I'm like, how you don't see it? So
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly how you feel, but it's also like it's fulfilling, right? It's like
it
so
is.
fulfilling. I want to say hi to Swen. She's
Yes.
in here. That's my castmate. Hey, girl. Hey.
Mhm.
We're very supportive of one another. I love
Yeah.
her.
As you should be, as you should be. And that's so cool that you guys are. But we're not gonna talk about the show right now.
Okay,
Ooh,
okay. I just
we
want
can
to
get
say,
sidetracked so
yeah,
easy,
because some
girl.
people are in here like, ask her about the situation.
Yeah, yeah.
But go ahead. I love this though. I like this.
And just to let you know, Marcia, PO, you see in the chat POJ, which is POJEA. Oh, okay. That's PO. He actually does the panels with me, and he was
Okay.
on Ready to Love Potomac. So
Oh, okay,
he's in here
perfect.
supporting as well.
So
So
you just to let you guys know, I know they say we're lying. You guys are the only, I don't know the difference from I'm sure y'all get it confused too. But the difference between the DC and Potomac, but that's the actual only season I watched. and I watched it while filming. So once I see y'all, I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
Oh shoot. So DC and Potomac you watched.
Yeah, and I watched it like an idiot while filming. While in the process, like in filming, I was like, well, let me just figure out what's going on. And I watched your season. I don't know the difference, but I watched whatever's
Right.
the area. I watched Potomac,
Yeah.
and I watched, because I think you guys were right before us, maybe. I don't know.
Well, we were, so I was DC, PO was Potomac,
Okay.
and Miami, which was Sharice and Randall and them and Jamala, and then you guys.
Okay, yeah. So I watched you guys before because I promised them that I will watch it, and then I just watched it like the first 2 weeks of filming,
Oh, honey.
like an idiot.
So you had no idea what you were getting yourself into.
Like an idiot. Well, I'm actually a hairstylist, so you hear clients talk about it.
It's different, girl. It's different. It's different from a viewer talking about it.
I fucked around and found out.
That part.
And that's the God honest truth. You know what got me to go on was the whole Will Packer OWN network. I felt a little safe. I was like, okay, it can't be too crazy. But you don't want to talk about the show yet. So let's finish our girl chat.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So, what exactly, we're going to get more into details about what you do, but what do you do now? You did mention you do hair. You mentioned you're a fashion designer.
Yes.
Are those the only two things that you're doing as of right now?
As of right now, yes. So you could purchase custom units from me. You could purchase the hair that's in my head from me. And that's all on, and you could book an appointment with me if you're in the Miami area. And that's all on Marcy Did It, like marcymedidit.com. And then all my clothing, which is 90% of the things that I wore on the show, is on Tantrum Vogue. And y'all been showing a lot of love, like on Tantrum. So you can follow Tantrum, like a temper tantrum, like frustration, TANTRUM, Vogue, like the magazine.com, and the same thing on Instagram. And get the looks, honey, and give Miami wherever you are.
So what's crazy is a lot of the questions that I had for you, you literally just answered in those 33 seconds.
I'm trying to go.
So I'm like, I don't have any more questions, but just to let everybody know, if you go down to the description box below, don't do it right now because you're watching the interview, you're watching the show, so don't do it now. But after we're done, go into the description box below. I definitely have Marcia's Instagram there where you can follow her on her Instagram, her website for her clothing, which is Tantrum. And also if you go to Marcia Did It, Marcy Did It _hair on Instagram, you can go there as well. All her links are down below. Don't go there now, okay? Wait.
Oh yeah, we're gonna wait, and we're gonna thumbs up too. Don't forget that part.
Definitely. Thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. So what made you, so you say that you're a creative, but was it anything else that inspired you to become like a fashion designer or to get into actually designing clothes?
Yes. So I didn't, like I said, designing kind of chose me because, you know, you grew up in the city. You don't see a lot of designers. That's not like a career path that you're familiar with. So I started making like pants. I love pants, y'all. That's my thing. Pants and jumpsuits. So I went on vacation. I made these pants, and all the people that don't look like me, like everybody stopped me, but it was like this one particular lady that looked like my palm. And she was like, oh my God, can I just like buy them? Because we was on a cruise. She's like, can I just get those? And I was like, what do you mean? Because I'm not a designer yet. I just told her I made them, and I made these other ones, and I showed her the pictures. And she's like, yeah, but can I get these right now? And she's like, I have $300 cash. And I'm
Let me take them off real quick.
Yeah, like follow me back to the room. Like, you want these? And I'm like young as shit on a cruise, you know, first time out the country. And those little moments served as confirmation that, wait a minute, people really like these things you make, because I would just make stuff for me.
Right.
And that's why I came up with the name Tantrum Vogue, because I was frustrated. The way I started making things for myself was because I was frustrated, a tantrum, with not seeing authentic designs that represented me. I didn't want to look like anyone else. That's why when you guys see me on the show, like I look totally different from everyone. I'm wearing patterns, I'm wearing colors. My personality is like easing through because I was just frustrated. Because when you go to the mall, it's just like, this ain't it. So I was frustrated, and then that's tantrum. And then Vogue came from, the word Vogue means trends in fashion. So I'm frustrated with the trends in fashion. So it's tantrum Vogue.
So forget about the question and how you got your name.
I told you I'm trained to go. I'm like knock it out, knock it out.
Luckily, I'm good at what I do, and I love what I do. Because I would have been like, "Well, that's the end of our show. I done ran out of questions."
Sorry.
Dude,
I can give you a little bit more meat for the bone. I can give you a little bit more meat, but it just kind of segue into.
Absolutely. But I always have other questions just in case. I'm always prepared. And then too, honestly, like I said, I love what I do, and I'm so interested and I'm so inquisitive anyway that I
can tell you love what you do because you know what you're doing. Because some people are inviting you onto these platforms, and it's just like you have to take pride in what you. And I respect diligence. Like, I put a lot of work in what I do, so I just like to align with women that does the same diligence. Like, don't just like anybody can start a platform. Like, let's be good at it a little bit. Like,
just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit. I get it. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate that.
Someone said, how long have you been a fashion designer and what is your aesthetic?
She's not going to take my question. No, I'm just...
That's a pretty good one, Sabrina.
I actually have. It's a couple of questions. If you want to answer some questions, we can take like a little break and you answer some of the questions.
Oh, go ahead. No, tell me what you have, and then we could go.
No, child. We shooting it like we girlfriends talking. Ain't no structure here. We doing the dang on thing. I'm just.
Kids, where's your drink though? Because I want to.
I just was about to say I'm mad. I don't have a glass of wine, girl. Where you been all my life?
Where you thought you was coming at, Sabrina? Like, you was supposed to have your drink. These people want us. They want our authentic selves, which is right.
Honey, I am high off life. They know this is how I am.
I love that. And I love that because you'll fill up a room.
All the time.
That's right.
A lot of people cannot handle it. But anyway, we're going to move on. It's about you.
I can relate. Okay, so wait, I'm going to take this one. So it says, how long have you been a fashion designer and what is your aesthetic? So the fashion designer part is fuzzy because, like I said, I didn't know I was a fashion designer and I was one. Meaning I didn't go to the traditional path as going to a fashion design school. I went to college for psychology. And that's a whole nother story. So I didn't know I was designing clothing, and I was. So, like, seriously, direct to consumer, I've been doing that for about 6 to 7 years. And then as far as my aesthetic is Miami, very much so. So it's patterns, it's colors. If you're watching RTL, Ready to Love, you will see that. It's very bright. It's very sexy, and it emphasizes the woman with curves that look like us. And it's resorty. So it feels like you're on vacation. It feels like it's your birthday. Like it's some type of, the aesthetic is very statement. Birthday, vacation, graduation, like give it to the girls. That's what the aesthetic is.
So to piggyback off of that question, one of the questions I had is what is your target market? What is the age range that you target?
So my age range is typically 25, 35. Bad bitches, kind of like on the 25 and up is kind of on the come up, expressing themselves, still feel sexy, still feel authentic. And then it goes up to about 35, but still older, of course.
I was getting ready to say that means it's out of my age range.
First of all, I'm 34, so I can't count me out because I'm my own muse, right? Yeah. So it does go over, but when I say majority of the buyers, the majority of the people that like gets it right away are within that bracket because the dynamic is very free, liberated. It's very like I'm still in my back, independent woman, you know?
Right.
So I mean, I'm about to be 35 this summer.
Well,
So
you need to make some stuff for some almost 50-year-olds.
oh, I got y'all. It's loading. Cause I done tapped in creatively. So it's loading.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, because no, but I have gone to your website and I'm like, oh, that's cute. I'm like, but I would have to be on vacation because, honey, I can't walk around with some of that stuff on.
Exactly. It's like it's literally liberation. It's like, you know, when you're on vacation, you like ass out, whatever,
Oh,
or
yeah. On vacation, I'm
I'm
all the
gonna
way
serve
out.
these curves. I'm gonna give colors. Like on your day to day, you're not wearing like neon green, blue, and purple. Like it's kind of like, you know, it's very own it.
Yeah. So we have April Gaines again. She says, do you design for different women's sizes?
Yeah. So right now, I mean, I don't. I'm assuming she means plus size.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, it's in the works. So I want to do plus size like no one else has done plus size, which means like right. Like I want to build in this extra support for the bra. I want to smooth out the back, and that is a lot of stuff that's outside of me because I can design and see and craft things together. But I am working on a plus size line that is like done well. You know what I mean? That doesn't skimp out on the fabric and the structure of insinuating the curves of a plus size woman.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how to sew?
I do, and I hate it.
So you know how to use the serger and the regular
Mhm.
sewing machine and
And
everything.
I wish I loved it. I do.
Yeah.
So my ideal process is create the original design,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then I just hand it over.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is
Yeah.
it. Create it, send it to production.
Yeah. Pio would like to know, are you left-handed?
I am. How did he know? I keep going like this. Oh, I'm very handsy. Because
Mm.
Obama is handsy and he's left-handed.
I'm handsy and I'm right, so we
Oh.
can't say that.
Why did ask him why? Why did he ask if I'm
Because Pio knows everything. He's the one that's actually been every episode of the panel review that we do. He always predicts for the next episode, and for like 9 episodes, he's been right.
Okay, so I have 2 questions for him because I'm usually right. What's his zodiac sign and what did he predict for me? Like, honestly, because I can take it because you guys are hilarious.
Do you watch our panel reviews?
I have, but even on Twitter, like people take it so personal, and I'm like falling out of the bed cracking up. I think it's funny. Like when it's even about me, like when they say certain things, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of true.
Yes.
I think it's funny. So I want to know what's his zodiac sign, a guy that could guess everything, P.O. And then what was his review? What did he think of
prediction about you?
The character Marcia on the show? Because it's not.
Yeah, because the show Marcia is edited. I mean, of course they can't edit but so much because they can only edit what you give them. But
yes, Sabrina, say it louder because people want to blame stuff on edits, and it's like, yo, listen. The only thing about me is they didn't show me enough for you to get the real me.
Exactly.
It's probably I'm a very healthy, like self-aware person, so I get it. I'm not mad, but you can't blame production for making you into like it's what you give them.
Right. Exactly. Ooh, girl, we're not gonna go there just yet.
Okay.
Oh Lord. Okay. So how did you learn how to sew?
So self-taught. So everything that I do professionally is self-taught. Everything I learned in college and stuff, I don't do. So I'm a Gemini, and a lot of things I do don't make a lot of sense. But literally everything that I do for a living that bring me in money, I'm self-taught. But my mom passed all these things down. It's generational. Like my mom was the girl that did hair on the porch in the projects. She was the one that fixed and hemmed all the men's pants and, took in the dresses. And I mean, I'm not the best at sewing, but I can like throw something together to like go outside, you know? So
Right.
it's self-taught, just enough, you know?
Yeah, yeah, me too. So I get it. So say for instance, if someone wants a custom item, they're like, girl, I want you to make a prom dress. Okay.
Don't even throw it out there, Sabrina. We not doing custom. When y'all go to Gucci, when y'all go to Gucci and Chanel, they don't custom.
That part. Oh God.
We are working smart, not hard. So
Yeah.
I create a pattern, and it's because it's so much work that goes into a design.
They don't get it.
And then I respect fashion. Like, I'm not customizing something from you. You're not a designer. And this is not shade. This is just a headache. Like, you're not going to understand that this fabric don't flow like this. And all these equations you're not going to get. So let me just figure it all out. Yeah. I cut the pattern. I create the design. And you buy it.
Yeah.
That's my ideal. I mean, to each his own. But no, I'm not doing custom. No.
Yeah. And it's true. And it's true. And as a designer myself, like just to put this out there, the designs, the custom designs, that's why they're so expensive. Like I hear people say all the time, and they would say to me, and I would see it too, I seen that same dress, almost the same thing online, and it was only $100, but she want to charge $3,000.
Yes.
Like exactly what you just said. Like it's so much that goes into it. Now, if you feel that confident, then how about you go ahead and take that $100 and you go buy that dress over there that you saw. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But I bet you it's not going to fit like that $3,000 dress that's been custom made for you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand.
Yes, they devalue it, but it's only because I don't get upset with them. It's just like it. I learned that skill from like doing hair. Like I would do like event planners, and that's a lot of their issue too. Like people trying to be like, oh, this person will charge me, but you don't know what go into planning the event. You don't know what go into making a dress. That's not your world. So I'm not upset when people expect me to do a million things for $10. I just tell them no.
That part, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, unfortunately, I can't take on this project. Good luck in your search. I sure do.
Simple, cute, cut to the point. Like, I can't do that. Sorry.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, oh Lord, I didn't skip down. Okay. So with the designs that you get mass produced, what are your number one sellers? And also too, do you only sell online, or do you do pop-up shops, or?
Yeah. So for the first question, my number one seller is the Revenge jumpsuit, which I won episode 2, but you can't see it because I'm sitting down. And the crazy part is, and this is actually a complex for me, I'm being honest with you guys. The Revenge jumpsuit is my best seller, and it creates a complex because it's my first design as a designer ever. So I'm constantly like in competition with my best seller. And it's my first, when I say first design, it's my first design that was sold, to customers. So, and that was so many years ago, and it's still to this day, which is it's probably the thing I'm most proud of, that I designed something 6-7 years ago that's still a top seller today, and it's still in fashion today. And actually, I see huge fashion houses doing that kind of concept where it's like hip cutouts and stuff like that. So if you got, that's it right there. Yeah. The jumpsuit. I wore that to the brunch. The boys went crazy.
Yeah, I love it. When I went to your website, I saw that. I was like, oh my God, I would wear that. This is so totally dope.
The boys went crazy. Yeah. I wore that on the brunch day, which was the second episode, but you can't see it because I'm sitting down most of it and whatever. It was probably, I should wear something. But yeah, no, that's my number one top seller. It comes in different colors, different prints. I take them off, I bring them back, so no one has it. It's kind of like a array of different patterns. And then the second part you asked was top seller and what was the second part of the question?
Oh God, because that question was off the top of my head about.
Yeah, it was good too.
Design. It was like,
what's the top seller and?
Let me get my thoughts together. I know. Let me see. Let me know in the chat, guys. What was the second question? What was it about the designs? It was something about the design.
Yeah, it was like the top seller, and
And that question just came off the top of my head. It wasn't
I
even on my
know
list. So that's why I can't remember.
someone said, "Oh, Marcia, I love the."
Because what do you sell the most? And
Wait, can I address this person when?
oh yes.
So my makeup was always soft. However, what's these lights? RTL color correct does not do me justice. My complexion is very interesting. So under the wrong light, I don't even use color on my face. So when they had my cheeks like Rudolph, I was like, what is happening? But it's fine. Y'all jokes, y'all really wrote it, and I thought it was hilarious.
So before we move forward, I did put the link, you guys, for her jumpsuit, the revenge jumpsuit. Check that link. It's on the screen now. I put it in the chat if you guys want to
Oh, pop
purchase that. Yeah, yes, purchase that jumpsuit. Just click that link and it'll take you right to the website. Don't click it now because we don't want you to leave just yet. But yes, see, I told you, honey, I love my soulmates, child.
I love them too. Can I just say this for 2 seconds? I
Yeah.
think that people be referring to people like as fans and all this stuff. Like, it's really supporters. Like, we can't do none of this. Like, my heart be bursting open when the supporters are like, make sure you shout out your designs, or make sure you tell them what you do, or I ride for you since '08. It's like, yes. I appreciate that. So the fact that you got people in here that really rock with you is like, it's enough to keep going, because it's hard, y'all. It's so hard.
Oh my God. I let them know all the time, though, for real. Without them, there really is no me. Like, and that's facts. And I don't like to call them, like, I know when the show calls, like, people, especially the 100th episode, they call them like they're super fans. I call them my soulmate family. Like, I don't call them like my fans. Like,
Call them fans.
yeah, because
if I say fans, I say ready to love fans. Like, I'm being like, not me, like ready to love fans.
Yeah.
But no, she pointed out, I don't know if Dollface Couture said, she said, and how else do I sell? So I sell traditionally online, tantrumvogue.com, and then I do pop-ups. So I'm all over with the pop-ups. So if you follow at Tantrum Vogue on Instagram, you will see if I'm in a city near you, or where I am and that's why I do well, because I can meet the people that are interested in the brand. That's how I learn about my customer. So more than like a financial gain, it's more so like actually talking to people and they're telling you what they like about your brand. The pop-ups are so vital.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Even if you don't sell anything, the people that like networking and word of mouth is the number one, and it's free.
Yeah, and the reaction to the garment is so crazy, because they'll look at me sometimes and they'll be like, "You made this?" And I'm like, "I love that you think my design is better than me."
Yeah, yeah.
So it's awesome. It's awesome. I love pop-ups. So that's the only other way, but I don't do brick and mortar.
Are you ever thinking about doing it one day?
No, the only thing I would do is like contracts through actual boutiques, like resort boutiques in like the Bahamas. Like, you sell them the swimwear, and then they just
like a consignment kind of situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Such a great interview. It's so much stuff. I appreciate you being so open to, and like, telling the girls, honey, because my demographics is 35 to 65, and it's like 80 to 90% women. So
yeah, my girls, it's a girls world. We got to support each other. We got to lift each other up. It's a lot of work, and it's very hard being a woman in today's time. Well, it probably was hard even before, but yeah, we getting things out the mud.
Yes, we are, honey. All right, so moving forward, let's talk a little bit about your hairstyling. So you said you pretty much started under the carport, honey. You're self-taught. You've been doing it for a really, really long time. I went on your page and I saw that okay, so so do you sell hair as well? Do you sell wigs? Do you sell bundles? What do you sell?
Yes, so right now, if you go to marciadidit.com, it's just wigs. I think the hair goes up the end of the month. The hair was up, but we went down because of vendor issues with COVID and stuff like that, and then Trump did all that tech stuff. So we're back up in about 2 weeks online for the hair, the bundles itself. But the wigs are custom made. They are online at marciadidit.com. This is one that I'm wearing. This is like a go-to. You don't comb, you don't do nothing. You just wet it and go. And yeah, and then I take a few clients. I'm kind of like on a regular basis in South Florida.
So do you make the wigs yourself?
Yes, I do.
Do you travel for clients? Just to let the girls know.
It gotta make a lot of sense financially.
That part. People be like, will you come to me? I'll come anywhere you want me to go. Just make it make sense.
Yeah, that's it. Just make it make sense. Cause it's labor, man. It's labor. Yeah. So in the most modest way, I'll be like, yeah, if it makes sense, I'll come.
What's your specialty? Like, do you prefer to just sell the bundles? Do you love making the wigs, or do you wish you could just do hair?
I think my specialty, and it's from feedback, this is not self-proclaimed, it's like really, really natural, like sewing installs, where the hair can go up, it could go down, it could fall to the left, it could fall to the right, and it's seamless. Because I use hair that's kind of like our hair blown out. I think that's like my thing. I think since I was a young girl, like 17, I had already tapped into that space where I was a cheerleader. So I wanted to wear weave, but I had to wear I was actually in ballet, so I had to wear buns, and I just didn't want it to be detected. So I think that my technique developed from a teenager. So that's like my thing. Far as the wigs, I think my signature is like big, curly, voluminous hair. But yeah, so y'all got to catch me now because I'm moving out of hair and more into fashion.
That's what I was going to ask you. Have you worked with any celebrities, like celebrity hair, done their hair? And also too, somebody asked when we were talking about the clothes, and I forgot to ask you because we were just talking, if you had a celebrity that you could dress, who would it be?
Y'all, let's all proclaim it together. Like, let's all just say it out loud. Beyonce, Rihanna. Beyonce, Rihanna. We are dressing. And then when it happened, y'all could be like, yep, I manifested that with her. Beyonce, Rihanna is happening. So that's my ideal people. The other question, what was it?
The hair. Have you ever done any celebrities' hair?
Yes, and I hate it.
Okay. Whose hair and why do you hate it?
Who, because I honestly, almost every time, it just hasn't been a good experience. I think time is money. And that's how I knew I wasn't supposed to be behind the chair. My clients get it. They love me. They respect me. It's a mutual transaction. But with celebrities, you're the help. So your time is so like brought by them that they don't give a shit. I don't enjoy. I enjoy day-to-day women. I enjoy people, husband telling me, "Oh my God, I love my wife's hair." Yeah. You know, I enjoy women coming off of postpartum and me giving them back their confidence. Those are my girls. Like the celebrities is a no, and a no, and a no, and a no. And they like to pay you through management and take 30 days. No.
Okay, how can they, while you're still doing hair, if they wanted to book an appointment with you, how can they get in touch with you to do that?
If they're in the South Florida area, or they're gonna fly me out for, what makes sense, they go to marciadidit.com. It's a link somewhere on there to book. Okay. MARCI, not my whole name, marciadidit.com.
And that link is below. So, like I said,
don't go right now.
Yeah, don't go right now. But all her links are below when we're done. Make sure you go and you follow her on all her socials.
Thank you, Alicia.
Okay, so moving forward.
They're so funny. They say I heard they're a disaster.
You know what? Before we go there, so what advice would you give anyone who is interested in becoming a, let's say, fashion designer?
Ooh, that's hard for me because I feel like I'm a diamond in the rough. My real advice would be just start. Like, don't overthink it. Don't get caught up in the beauty of the internet and how perfect the pictures look.
Yeah.
Honestly, just start and wear the shit or get your cousin to wear it or whoever you like. Just start because the real artists and the real creators are home right now. Like the future is not on the internet. So you can't compare yourself to all these people that's already there. Like just start. And if you kind of like look into the stories of the people that you love, that's what they did. They just started. And if that start with making puppy clothes for your dog, if that start with making a prom dress for your friend that lets you, if that start is making your outfits for your vacation, which was me, my advice would be just start. No matter how good you are, how bad you are or how great, it just get better. Like the more you do it, the better you get, the more you learn, the more exposure, the more confidence, most importantly, because when people stop you and ask you, it reassures you and you're going to keep creating.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Okay, all right. So we're going to move forward. So you were on Ready to Love. All right. So since we're talking about clothes, I'm gonna skip past some of the questions. So since we're talking about clothes, you said that you wanted to wear your clothes. You did wear your clothes, the prints, etc. So real quick, because I know when on my season they were like, you can't wear no prints. So how was it being able to wear your clothes? Like, did they, I guess, give you a hard time about wearing certain outfits and certain clothes and certain prints, etc.? What? Maybe because it was Miami. I don't know.
No,
Honey,
it told me to stay away from small, busy black and white prints, and I know why, because it does this on camera.
it shakes on screen.
Yeah, it just doesn't pick up well. They told me to kind of stay away from white. They
Right.
can only advise me. They don't have a budget to tell me nothing.
She said it, I didn't. But you are so right. Because, oh God, yeah, I'm not going to keep my calm. Yeah, you're
Yeah, you
absolutely
don't
right.
have
But
to,
that's
but I
good.
will. I would say it like, so they just try to advise you. Like this one look like, small prints. They did put someone for us to like send 3 outfits to for each look. And honestly, I hardly ever did that because I always knew what I was wearing. That was that. But I did use the guidelines because like the camera guy would be like stuff like this, like a flesh tone color doesn't do well on camera. I would take because those are facts.
Yeah.
But if y'all watch, I did prints like every episode almost. What the times y'all see me. Yeah, I did prints like every episode. I didn't do really small prints because I knew what they meant by how they don't do well, or like branded prints, like repeated prints, like Gucci, 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 or stuff like that. I didn't do.
Yeah, I don't even think that we're allowed to, or y'all were allowed to wear like designer outfits.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, did any of the women on the show wear any of your clothes? Like,
No, so it's so funny because like I kind of got closer to I'm close to I'm close to my castmates in general.
yeah.
But it's so funny because like at the reunion, I discussed it with someone and she's not here, so it's harder to do it. But like I was like, girl, I'm wearing my whole inventory, so I don't know how it's gonna work. But you don't know what all they're gonna show and not show. So I
Right.
wore so much of my stuff And by the time I got closer to the, you know how it is. Like by the time I got closer to the girls that I would like
True.
put my stuff, it was kind of like closer to the end. But yeah, no one wore my stuff on the show. I
Yeah.
wanted to dress a few of them for the reunion though. I did because I was like, "Ooh, you look so good."
Oh, that's tight. So some of them on the reunion wore some of your outfits.
No, I wanted to, and we
Oh, and you
wanted
did.
to, but it was like so. You know how it is. It's like so quick, so fast. Like I was struggling doing mine. I was traveling. They traveling. It was
Yeah,
like,
I get it. Because they literally are like on Tuesday, they'll be like, the reunion's on Saturday. Make sure you have a gown, makeup, hair, everything. You're like, what?
and
I
then
got
I
4 days.
like there at 8 o'clock. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna get into some more questions. I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. But just because we're talking about it, so with the heat and the stuff that's down there, because y'all really don't have humidity down there. But how did your hair and makeup? Because your makeup really looked good, like almost all season. Do you have like a secret that you can tell us that what
no.
you did with your makeup?
No, so for me, I'm not that happy with my makeup on this episode. Oh, so we have a lot of humidity actually.
Oh,
So
do
my
you?
hair was always big because I wear curly hair.
Mhm,
And you know they have us waiting around a lot. It's
they
hot.
do.
And then my makeup, I'm very like no colors on the eyes, no colors on the cheek. But I feel like because of my complexion, I was happy with it and I showed it on my Instagram, like how I really look versus how it picked up on camera after the edits, because they do like a color correct.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, who corrected this? Like, they do a color correct for the whole scene, so you can stand out, and the background is whatever it is. So like my blush will be like red. I don't own red blush, but whatever. But I'm just like whatever. If you come to my Instagram, if you see me here, like,
Yeah, you just didn't look like you were melting the
oh,
whole
I
time.
didn't look like I was melting because 90%, maybe 80%, I was professionally beat.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
So that it
they know
was
how to
sent.
melt you. They know how to pat you down. Like,
Right.
and I saw that was a big thing on the first Miami season. We filmed in the
That's
summer,
why I was
y'all.
asking you.
Y'all have to give grace. Like we filmed in the summer. It's like 90 to 100 degrees outside. And
Right.
we're outside, even if it's an inside thing, they have us outside a long period of time before going inside.
Mm,
So yeah, but most times I look super mad at because it was professionally. Because
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have been able to mat me for that Miami Heat. No.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I gotta ask her. So I mean, I understand the colors and the color correction that the editing did. Like, I get that. I saw that, but I'm like, but she not melting. So let me ask her.
No, I appreciate it. Oh,
Yeah.
somebody said I was best dressed. I appreciate that too, y'all.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely give Marcia her flowers because, like she said, she's gonna go back and look at the comments. So if you guys want to say anything to her or to, communicate with her, she's gonna go back and look at the comment section. Shout out to you guys too. It's 111 of you watching. If you have not liked this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Definitely. We appreciate you being here with us. All right, now to the nitty-gritty.
To the nitty gritty, put the thumbs up, y'all, because this what y'all came here for. So here we go.
So what made you want to go on Ready to Love? Like, first of all, let me ask you, did the producers reach out to you to be on the show, or did you fill out the application to be on the show?
So both.
Mm.
I was reached out to a casting director early on, two of them. Early on, I think it's like a network how they do it. Like somebody tell them, like, oh, this person might be great. I don't know if that's for everybody, but the person that reached out to me was like somebody. And then they check out your stuff and they be like, oh, would you be interested? And I was just like, no. So I'm very, very, very extremely private. So most of my anxiety from going on the show came from being on camera. Like I was like a leaf, like, oh my God, like especially dating. I never posted a boyfriend on social media, yet alone be associated with these men on camera. So once it got to the director, the casting director, he was just like running down on me, like, no, I think you would be great. Da, 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 da. I'm like, no, I'm going on vacation. I'll talk to you when I get back. Like, And then he was a great guy. He was like telling me all the pros and cons. And he was like, it's with the Oprah Winfrey Network. It's Will Packer, who went to FAMU. I didn't go to FAMU, but my entire family are diehard FAMU people. And it just made me feel a little bit safer and more comfortable. So I was like, okay, this might not be horrible. It's not going to be Love and Hip Hop. And then I showed up. Wait, are you there?
Who, me? Did I look like I was frozen, Chad? I was frozen in time with the memories, and I was enduring for myself.
I know, girl. Trust me, I know.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh God. So what made you inevitably like decide, you know what, like I'm gonna do it? Like what gave you the push to want to do it?
Failed relationships, failed dating, knowing that they vetted men, knowing that this was supposed to be about Black professionals, knowing that it was on the OWN network and what they represent. It just provided some safety, and it's like, let me try something because I've been doing this, all my adult life and I ain't got too far. So let's just try this out.
God, you sound like me. Because I really thought like it was like a real dating show. Like I'm thinking like I could really meet somebody, not saying that I couldn't have and other people haven't, but with my experience, it wasn't like a dating show for me. So
Right.
It's like, I get it. Because I had the same thought process as well when I entered into this application process and, wanting to be
open and being like, the possibilities are endless. Let's see.
Exactly. So of course I have more questions, but I have some in the chat that because the chat moves pretty fast. So before we move forward, so April Gaines wants to know, are you dating now? And if so, is it anyone from the show?
Hey, April. I'm dating. I'm having a fucking blast. Can I say it like this?
You still?
Show. You gotta keep watching, girl.
Okay.
April, you gotta keep watching. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but I'm having a blast. I'm dating. It's giving what it's supposed to give.
Okay. Do you feel like since you've been on the show, you have more like your DM is popping?
I'm a designer for women and a hairstylist. My followers was 99% females. I have all what I call uncle daddies, which means be your uncle or your daddy, in my DM, sending things and saying things. And I can't help but think that men watch Ready to Love with their spouse. Do you feel like that, Sabrina? Like it's a couple show for men?
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely. The men that I've heard that don't watch it with their spouses is because someone told them, their girlfriends or someone was like, you need to go watch this show.
And that's how they got on to it. So in my DM,
exactly.
Like I saw you on Ready to Love, I'm like, where is your spouse?
That.
But yeah, it's popping, but I don't do the DM thing. I'm more like a organic meet through people or out person.
You know what? I said the same thing, Marcia, and I'm gonna tell you something. You actually might find your next ex-husband or your next baby daddy or your in real life husband in it. I'm just saying,
That's what they said. Because
that's what they used to tell me. I'm just saying.
You answer your DMs? Are you answering your DMs?
Absolutely, I answer my DMs. I'm single. I answer my DM, and I'm single until I'm married. So
say that part.
I'm single until I'm married. Yeah, because I can't. One thing I learned about dating is that I don't think I'll never ever date exclusively again for a long time. I literally want to, like, the person I'm going to say I'm exclusively dating, we gonna get married in like 6 months, because that's how the dating process, how long it's been.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to trust you to know you my husband before I just lie.
Exactly. And I cut everybody off. Yeah, because I've dated too many times where we were dating for 2 months, 6 months, 8 months, and then it ended, and I'm like, well, I done cut all my hoes off. Like, no. I got to start
You be
over.
like, it's been a year, nigga. You ain't got no plans for my mother daughter. Oh, you gotta go.
Right, yeah. And I got a whole kid, so I'm not gonna just bring any dude over. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm single until like I just can't do it. I can't date exclusively just with any one person anymore
Someone said
until
that's
I
an
know.
excuse to cheat. No.
It's not
That's
cheating.
intentional. That's
Yeah,
fire under somebody's ass to make a plan for your life. You
yeah.
dating somebody exclusively with no plan for your life, and then you look up, it's been 2 years, and he had no intentions for your
Honey,
life.
exactly. I've been dating exclusively for 47 years and I'm still single. So let me know. What am I doing wrong?
So
Come on
you
now.
can date and you can tell, and if they want you, they're gonna come get you, baby. They're gonna take you
Absolutely.
off the market. But if you ain't taking me off the market,
Exactly.
why should I shut off all the other men that might want to take me off the market?
Exactly.
We gotta be a little bit more, we gotta be a little bit more, we gotta put down because they're not coming to get you. They're
Yeah.
not. They're gonna enjoy the access to you as long as they can. And then when you get fed up, when you look up, it'll be 12 months, it'll be whatever. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine, because I'm with that too. But first, they need to know that I'm not your girl. I don't belong to you. I'm somebody's wife. If that's important to you.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't do it anymore. And I think once, and a lot of people may not agree with me. I'm not sure. I'm not really looking at the chat. And but I know what I've been through and what I've gone through in dating, and even my last like 4 relationships within like the last 12 years. I gave them everything.
It don't serve you.
And then I ended up with nothing.
They will suck the life out of you.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do that anymore. I'm gonna really, like you said, Marcia, I'm gonna date. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna learn more about me. I'm not gonna rush into anything
Learn
anymore.
about yourself physically, what you like, what you enjoy, what you require. Take something from this experience. It's all experience. I tell people all the time, you get to experience a person. You know what I mean? Like, learn what you like. Learn that whatever. If somebody teach you like, hey, this is a new way to travel, or hey, I like to go to the gun range. I learned that I like polo matches. I've never been to a polo match before. This particular guy, and I was like, oh, I like this. So just take it as experience. Don't overthink it, and don't shut yourself out.
And don't rush.
Yeah, don't rush, because men can go and start a new life forever. We have, far as family, create children, all these things. We have a window. Experience life and require something, whatever that something is, because I don't like to tell people what their something is. Figure out, and that's how you figure out what your something is too, from dating. That's how I learned what I like and what's a hard no from dating. I don't like angry, aggressive people. That's a no for me.
Honey.
I like princess treatment. I like soft life. I work really, really hard. So when I come home to you, I need it to be very, 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 very soft.
Right. And let me just say this, when in Rome, she's the one that said, I'm single until I'm married. It's an excuse to cheat. I'm sorry. So I just need to say this. I'm abstinent. I'm not even having no type of intimacy. So I can't say like that is like cheating, because I'm going out to dinner with him and then 2 weeks later I might go out to lunch with him, like, or I might.
But I think she said, I'm not rushing no man to marry me. So then that's different. Like, that's what I said. Like, your intentions are different. Like, but even if your end goal is not marriage, or maybe you saying it's not marriage, whatever it is, I think the point that me and Sabrina is trying to make is, don't shut yourself off to one person for a period of time, but no end goal. Like, because you don't serve yourself.
Yeah.
And it's about you, because men, let me tell you something. They're not shutting their stuff off to you.
Exactly. Because it's every man that I pretty much have met and dealt with was exclusively dating me, but was sleeping with other people. So while I was over here being.
And that's why they use the word loyal on women and not men. What does this mean, Sabrina? W-U-Y. She said, I have a W-U-Y. Marcia, why did you? What does that mean?
I don't think I have a. I
She said,
don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't think she finished the sentence.
Okay,
April,
wait,
I
go.
mean Auntie Eva, yeah. So I have another question, honey. We just over here shooting it. Okay. So oh, right here. When in Rome actually asks, were you disappointed in the pickings of the men that were there?
I was. I love them now, so I can't really. But I was. I was disappointed.
Fine though.
I mean, Sabrina, you know how it is. Like you create like a family. Like I've been told that our cast particularly are fairly close. So we're still in group chat, like all of us. So we're still to this day like, eh. So no, I was just disappointed far as like my type. But I said this before, and I'll be clear. I was disappointed initially. Um, and then by the brunch, which is the second episode, I was more in my friends group chat. You know how the girls chat. She's like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
maybe I got it's a little room in here. But initially, yes, I was
Mhm.
disappointed. First of all, I thought I was gonna meet more men that were from Miami. Um,
Mm.
and that wasn't the case. I thought I would meet more emotionally. I think that television makes it very hard for men to be emotionally available, and then it just required a women to be emotionally available.
Yeah.
I showed up and I felt like the producer was just like, go get this one, go get that one, go. And I'm like, I don't do that. Like, send him over here. Like, that was a disappointment. And that could be because of the cameras.
Mhm.
But yes, I was like, do y'all have some more of them in the back? Like, do y'all got more guys in the back? Because this ain't.
Yo, Marcia, I'm gonna tell you this. When I saw the guys on your season, because I'm 5'10", so I'm tall, and that's not in heels, and I keep it on high, honey. So I'm always usually like 6'1", 6'2" ish in
You
heels.
had a hard time.
When I saw the guy, I was like, everybody's so short. I would have been like, after the mansion party, the meeting, I would have been like, can I go home? Like
I
I'm
mean,
not even.
some tall. Like,
I,
Lyndon is tall. Andre is tall.
I'm talking about 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" tall. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know, sis.
Like even 6'1" and 6'2", I'm
I mean,
settling.
Anthony,
Well,
and
no,
then,
6'1", 6'2" is okay.
yeah.
But 6 feet, I'm settling. 6'1" is you lucky you got that 1 inch. 6'2", okay. 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". That's what
And
I'm
I didn't realize that height was such a thing for like that's a complex. You know how women we obsess over our weight.
uh-huh.
Men, they not that they can obsess over, they're just stuck with it. Like I them. And then I didn't realize that it's a thing for me too. Like I was on the first on a mixer with Andre. We got two Andres, so we call one Trey and Andre. And I was on it, and I didn't realize that I was like, I'm like, oh shit, height matters.
For me personally, it does. So, I mean, I
Well,
can't speak with other women, but well,
yes,
it's just because I'm so tall. It's just because I'm tall. So someone wants to know, how tall is Tony? Was Tony tall?
nah, y'all gonna get me killed.
Uh-oh, we not asking you nothing about the show.
Y'all can ask me about the show. It's fine because we need to get into it because that's why they here.
They
So
not
we
gonna
got to
get
get
too
people.
much.
But no, Tony's like my height.
How tall are you?
I'm average.
What's average?
I'm like 5'5". No, Tony's taller than me. I'm lying. So Tony's taller than me. Tony's taller than me, but he's a guy taller than me. You know what I mean? Like I'm. Oh God, they're gonna go down the rabbit hole about Tony. Go to the next. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm like 5. How tall you gotta be to be on? I think I'm like 5'5". I got my license in my
I
pocket.
think he like 5. Okay, I'm not. I'm not
How
even.
tall you think he is? No, seriously, because I don't know.
Well, is Morgan shorter than you, or are y'all about the same?
Morgan's tall.
Oh, Morgan's tall.
She's tall.
Oh, I always thought Morgan was short.
Mm-mm. She's
Wow.
taller than me. The girls are tall. Yeah, the girls are tall. Morgan's taller than me.
We always thought Morgan was like 5, because I put up a picture last night when we did our panel review, and Morgan and Tony were like kind of standing side by side, and Tony was like a little taller than her, and we were like,
Yeah, but
oh,
you know, that's why I'm saying. That's why I don't want to say how tall Tony is, because women's tall and men's tall are different. So if a woman is 5'8", that's tall for a woman. But for a guy, that's like,
right. I get it.
oh my God, I don't call names, especially, you know. But y'all asked me, so I said.
Okay. Oh God, let me see. I started a couple more questions in this.
Go
Okay.
ahead, go, Sabrina. Don't you feel uncomfortable? I know how to.
Oh, no. I wouldn't ask you nothing unless I wanted to probably know too. I'm not
That's
gonna
fine.
ask you.
I
I'm
know.
not gonna ask you. Because honestly, like I wanted to.
Like, oh yeah, let's talk. Oh, when in Rome got the question.
When in Rome is trouble. I love her, but she is trouble. That's when in trouble Rome. That's who
You
that.
know her. When in Rome.
Oh God. Let me see. Are you date? Okay, no, I think I asked you that. No, I didn't start any more questions. Okay, so we not.
The
Are
Tony
you
Lynn
talking about
thing.
this one? Are you talking about this one?
Okay, that's fine. I don't mind.
Okay. Ask her about the date with her, Blue, Jeffrey, and Blake. Was it edited out?
That date wasn't overly edited, but it was overly produced.
It's all
So
produced.
I said in my confessional, which I should have not said, and y'all got me together, and y'all was right. Because the fans was like, oh, Marcia should have minded her business. She shouldn't have asked nothing about that. Absolutely right. And Lord knows I mind my business, because I don't care nothing about none of the people on that date. I don't. And what y'all needed to know was, we don't know the dates that I don't like to ruin it for y'all, because I get it's entertainment. But just to give you some background on me and my personality, it's no way I would have been on a group date with people that are, especially a yoga fun date with people that are, feuding. I didn't know who the date was with. They just tell you to pull up. So when I pulled up, from the time my car parked, they was finessing me, the producers, on the questions to ask and get to the bottom of what's going on between Blake and Jeffrey. I can get 2 shits. It have nothing to do with me. But I'm getting cued, and Sabrina, you know how it is. Like, you're getting cued to ask, hey, what's going on? And graceful, classy way to be like, so y'all good? Can we move on? Because I didn't understand why the hell we still talking about people not liking Blake when Blake don't like y'all. Y'all don't like Blake. Let's move on. So part of me was like, yeah, are we moving on? But part of me didn't give a shit. So it wasn't overly edited, but it was produced, meaning the producers coached me to ask those questions.
Absolutely. And I do know about that. And she's telling the truth. So I have this question here from Leisha. Be real. Did you like Blake?
No, I mean, like him as a connection, no. But me and Blake are cool. Like, Blake is the type of guy that we desire, like, far as honesty. Blake gonna tell you. Like, if you put on jeans and you be like, Blake, do I look fat? He gonna be like, you look fat. You know
That's what I get from Blake. I like a lot of people, either it's 50-50 with Blake. He got a lot of people that love him, but he got a lot of people that do not love him. It's like no in between with Blake. You either love Blake or you don't like Blake.
Wait,
I like Blake. I've been saying it from the beginning. Like, it's just something about him, not in a bad way. You know what I mean? I just think he reminds me of a younger version of my father. That's how I feel like my dad would have been at a younger age.
So I think and no shade, Blake, but I think that how Blake is being perceived, he's okay with, because he knows. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't, and the women that have a problem with it, I feel like you know how women are. They want everybody to like them. Blake didn't fuck around.
Right.
Like,
I don't
and then
care.
when he was in defense mode from the mixer, you got to think he was voted in the bottom at the first episode. So after that, he was like, but he didn't play TV. He didn't try to
Mhm.
connect and fake to stay to the end.
Yep.
But here he is. So for me, I said it on camera. That ain't my nigga. Y'all, have fun. But I
Yeah.
respected him because at the end of the day, he wasn't playing TV. He
Mhm.
wasn't playing for game. He did not disrespect us. People was going crazy on him, and he didn't rebuttal. And I feel like that's a man. And
Yes.
stuff I don't like about Blake, because Blake is Blake.
Right. I like Blake.
I respect real. The man say he don't want no kids. I don't have kids. Let's not talk. And we both like, okay, cool.
Exactly.
So for me, it was just like the real piece. Like in this day and time, we're dating with so many false faces. Like it's so many masks, y'all. Y'all don't understand that you appreciate someone as real, even if you don't like they real. That's where I was at with it.
Yeah. April Gaines wants to know, are you and Jeffrey friends?
No, we're not.
Moving forward.
Why did I ask that? What?
Because they want to know, because they don't really know. You got to think, even though it's reality TV and they see us on TV, at the end of the day, we still real people. We still human. And outside of the show, people want to know, y'all friends in real life, like y'all be hanging together. Do y'all, they be wanting to know. And
No, I mean,
know,
to give a
what,
little background, my cast, I don't know. I feel like this is part of the disappointment too with the men. I think that they did a really good job casting the women on my season. Far as like not just physical, fuck that. Far as like really ready to love, far as women that got this shit going on, like you know what I'm saying, present themselves in a way. And I really do respect my castmates. Like if you go on my Instagram, you'll see it. Like I get them their flowers. If we had the same connections, it's like, so what? Like you a badass bitch. So I lead with that. Like I'm a girls to a flaw on the show because I was willing to bow out for people that was interested in people more than I was. So that's just my thing. But I was not friends. Like friends is a big word with everyone. No.
Yeah.
Hey Mercedes in here.
Oh, is that Mercy D?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, Mercedes. Shout out to Mercedes. Y'all say hi to Mercy D, guys. It's Mercedes. Thank you for joining us. Okay. All right. Honey, they are asking these questions. All right. Let me.
Come out with these questions because I get a little unfiltered.
And that's absolutely fine. That's how you should be, because this is the time for you to be yourself right now. You know what I mean? Because all that stuff that they edited out this is the time when you need to edit it back in, period. Let the folks know. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so do you regret anything that you did, and do you wish you would have done anything differently?
No, and that's probably the most proud I am about the show. Like I didn't give these people nothing out of character. I could have been a little bit more, like it was stuff I peeped about men, not women, because I mind my business with the women. But it was stuff I peeped about the men that I could have called out that would have made good TV. But I'm just happy that I didn't, because I bowed out with grace, and it's just a certain level of grace you give people that's putting their lives out there on television. So I peeped a lot of weird shit, man. And I just was kind of like smiling. And I don't regret it, because I feel like at the end of the day, people eat you up and they don't have the whole thing. So if I would have gave them that, they would have edited and made it look like what they wanted to look like.
Absolutely.
So no, I'm actually happy how I handled myself, how I was not reactive, how reserved and in control of my personality, and dignified I was. So I don't regret nothing.
Good. Another round wants to know, can you explain the kid comment you told Blue?
Oh yes, another round. Yes. First of all, that's an edit. So me and Sabrina said earlier, they could only edit what you give them. What I did give them was me sipping my drink and saying, don't complicate your life if you don't have to. I was saying it about a latter part of the conversation when we was talking about, I was telling Blue how important it is. Like one of the most decisions we were making is choosing our partners. Me personally, I feel like men, your spouse or your woman, man or woman, can tank you. They can be of detriment to your life. So I sip my drink and I'm like, don't be careful. Like, don't complicate your life if you don't have to. Meaning the partner you chose, but they showed it right after talking about the kid thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would never, even if I felt that, that would be my prerogative. But I wouldn't sit next to across from a guy that I'm interested in who has a child and say something like that. That's like rude, disrespectful, and delusional.
Right.
Further, in my latter years, and I told this to Blue, the older I've gotten, I realized the best, and I don't know if you can say this too, Sabrina, but the best tale of a man is a man with children and how he raised those kids.
Yes. I actually really don't care to date a man, especially now after me doing the show and what I went through. I don't even want to date a man without kids.
Like if he have a
That's just me.
if he has a kid, y'all, I'm not telling y'all go out there and be with somebody baby daddy. But I'm just
right. Don't do they
the
don't
one
like this
pro.
kid.
Look. The one pro of dating that lady baby daddy is you can judge him a lot by how he parent his kid. If you don't hear the kid in the background, if he not in the carpool line, if he don't have a car seat in his back, I need you to be invested, especially as a woman with no children, because I eventually want to have a kid. So that's a huge thing. That if you have a kid, and some of these people on here, they had kids, I ain't hear them, I ain't see them, I ain't know nothing about them. So that was very telling. So that's what happened on that day. But they wanted to make me look like I was just shutting him down. I would never.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. RJ Renee, I don't know. She says, Sabrina, can you ask her my question you put up earlier regarding Lyndon's comment about what Tony said?
I know that's why y'all all in here. So y'all, is Mercedes still here?
I think so, yeah. Because When in Rome is like going on her, asking her, did she get a piece of Mark Anthony yet?
Oh my God, because y'all so obsessed with.
She was like, girl, hurry up and get it for us and tell us how it is. And Mercedes is like, oh my God, I'm hollering. And
they
in the chat,
so obsessed with Say. That's
they in the chat having a whole.
But we knew. We told the people that I thought that I'm gonna answer the question, by the way, about Lyndon and Tony. But the people, because me and Mercedes talked about this, the guys that we knew, we assumed that y'all were like the most physically, I thought was Mark Anthony 100%. I thought it would be Lyndon, and then I thought it would be Anthony. But actually, when the pictures dropped, a lot of the women like Blake too.
Mm-hmm.
Now they hate him, but they like Blake too. But no, to answer the question about Lyndon and Tony Child, listen, I was home because to give y'all a timeline, I went home this episode probably happened the weekend. I went home like that Thursday. So I had just went home. My phone was on fire. I was actually like, what the fuck is happening that morning? Because like everybody, even production, like everybody's calling me, texting me because all this stuff happened. Well, stuff happened that y'all didn't even see. But later that night, when that part happened, I got more calls, more texts. Oh no, I don't know if that was the next day. Whatever. And I was just as blown away. And the girl in me, the woman in me was like disgusted. Because to objectify a woman in that way, regardless, it wasn't about like, oh, they calling my name. Oh, I'm a big. It didn't do that for me. It was like this ain't it. On national TV, in front of people, family and friends, you don't trade off a woman. That's just. And I told him this, so I could say it again here. Like, you just don't. And when I watched it back, because I was just told about it, mind you, on texts and calls from my castmates in production. And then when I watched it with you guys, I was even more floored. I'm home trying to do my taxes. minding my damn business. In the whole episode, I keep hearing Marcia. Oh, first of all, leave me the fuck out of the toxic.
Mercedes says, I know I called you.
Yes, Mercedes called me like, and a few other people, Mercedes, but they might not want people to know. They called me. But even producers like, call Tony, calm him down. I'm like, what exactly do y'all want me to do? Mm-hmm. And I was more so, and when I got on the phone with him, I was like, because again, I'm a girl, even if we got the same connection and you not that crazy or wild about me, that's humiliating.
Yeah.
That's humiliating. And it's not a bragging thing, because what happened was, to me, watching it, the men put aside pursuing you. They put that aside and they wanted to win the battle.
Exactly. And they used her as a pawn. That's what they did.
That's what I saw.
They used her as a pawn.
And that devastated me even before the dinner. It devastated me at the pool table when it was like, who she's sleeping with. First of all, wait a motherfucking minute. I sleep where I want to sleep because I'm about to sleep with Mercedes or whoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're not doing that, especially on national TV. Like, have my honor. And he knew he couldn't do that. Like that was a bit much for me. And as a woman watching it, my heart went out. You know, it was just kind of like.
Real quick, are you and Morgan friends? Are y'all cool?
We were cool filming, but at this moment, no.
Oh.
Well, it's no beef, though. It's just kind of like, it's hard when people are invested, you know?
I get it.
Yeah. So for me, I'm a girl's girl. I would never bash or whatever, but it's certain shit that I see that I disconnect from. Like, you know, I see what y'all see. It's just kind of like, and I didn't want the residue of the mess on me. And I feel like that's exactly what happened.
Let me ask you this. Did you felt like that you and Tony really had that kind of connection for him to have even made a statement like that?
How do I say this without, so they don't show y'all me and Tony for a reason. They're building something up, right?
Right.
So they're not showing you and I. Tony's very different with me. I don't know if I could have even been at that table in her shoes. Like, I don't tolerate. Like, he knew, like, our agreement was like, we didn't talk about each other connections. And then every time I see this people on camera, they're talking about the outside connections. It's almost like you can't enjoy the connection because you keep talking about, and that was my rule. And maybe that's why they didn't show us. Like, we had dates up until I went home. Like, we kissed on camera. They don't show that. But I think that for me, I had my reservations with Tony. So I was more of a hard chip away for him. Especially watching now, I can see it like, oh, okay. He was like more so asking me like, open up, give me more, because somebody else is giving him a lot. You know what I mean? And that's just not my style. Like, and it wasn't a competition for me to win Tony. Like, I'm not trying to say this like in shady way, but I feel like I'm the prize, and all women should feel like that. You know, so I wasn't in a competition for Tony's heart. Like, because you play cheap games, you get cheap prizes. Like, I wasn't, you know? Yeah. So for me, I get why the fans might not understand why that was even said. But I know the experience and what went on. And I think for me, it was a very healthy connection with Tony and I. And I know a lot about Tony on a different level. So watching him, I know why, you know, his shoulders, I get what's going on with him. But I also was willing to bow out for that. Like, I was cool with it.
Mercedes is saying bye.
Later, Mercedes, she about to take off.
Yeah.
Flight of time.
Yeah. So, so with that being said, while y'all were filming the connection that you did have with Tony, okay, I can't ask you that. Because I'm not trying to ask you.
Show it to me at least so I can see, so I can say too.
No, this is just something. I'm asking my questions now. So my thing is when when you were on the show and you were dating Tony, did you, I feel like I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you, did you really feel like you had a connection with Tony? Or was it someone that you were just like, you know what? I mean, because at the end of the day, I want to stay on the show. I still want to nurture my other connections and to see if it's possible. And, did you really feel like you and Tony could have been something?
I felt, and this is the honest truth,
Mm-hmm.
I felt excitement with Tony because some of the other guys, I can't say this because they're gonna get upset. Like,
don't say it if you.
No, some of the other guys were just admirers from afar, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I would hear they got their group chat and they say stuff, but they wouldn't really like Tony stood out in the process because he don't give a shit. He gonna come to the car, he gonna tap on the window, like,
yeah.
like
yeah.
Tony, what y'all see on camera, like he gonna put. And I do like pursuit. I had my reservations because of the aggression, and I think my turning point was when I talked to him about him telling me how the Nair hair thing went.
Mm-hmm.
That was my turning point because I saw something in him that was not that I didn't like. I just felt like that might be where you should go because for me, that's a huge no. Like, I don't put my hands on people. I don't play people.
Right. Like a red flag in a sense.
Yeah, where I'm from, like, you might not have made it out. Like, that's really, really, really problematic. And I told you, like, I like soft life, princess treatment, like to be a woman, and I like to be able to communicate and talk through our problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like even when he was asking me to go harder, I'm like, I don't go harder, you go harder.
Right.
So to sum up what you were saying, like I entertained the connection because I did like how he came and got me. Especially, remember, this is a pool of men.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just choosing a pool, right? And out of the pool of men, some people like you, but ain't nobody gonna come and pursue you and put down on you. And he did. So we had great conversations. We were able to talk about a lot of things that's beneath what they're trying to show as just told,
Mm-hmm.
And I understood him on a different level, but I did have my reservations about his aggression, how he thought that fighting was love. Like, oh, go, give me more because she giving me more. It's like, nigga, we ain't doing that.
Right.
We're not doing that.
So much I want to say, but yes.
Say it.
Which couples I don't know if she can answer this, but Kira Thomas wants to know, which couples would you see going the distance?
That's gonna ruin it for y'all.
Yeah.
In mind.
I'm not saying, so you do know which couples made it to the end?
Of course I know.
Okay, so we moving forward. What can we expect from the reunion? Can you give us any like give us like a little highlight, and like it's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be,
I think for me, I was a little I feel like I played nice the whole season. So at the reunion, you're gonna see me a little bit like, we ain't doing that. A little bit not fed up, but just kind of like, nipping things in the bud. You're gonna see more, hopefully, because it got a little, I don't know, because I'm watching it with y'all. I don't know what they're gonna edit and show. You're also gonna see my castmates giving each other grace. Like one person to go at the other and the other person just kind of like receiving it. It's like a dysfunctional family. So I think it's gonna be good. I think y'all gonna love my dress. It's Tantrum Vogue. And yeah, I think that you guys are gonna really enjoy it. I think that the women are more vocal at the reunion.
Good. I'm glad that they are, because I just feel like it's so much that should have said and that needed to be said, especially like during all the episodes. Like I felt like, how like you in suspense with certain things and you like, that's the end of the show. I got so many questions. Like,
they didn't do a good job of what they showed and what they didn't show. I think the fans are lost even far as the connections because they don't see them develop properly, you know, because they only could
It's
show
like
so
that
much.
every season, honey. It's
Yeah, it's
like
the
that
same
every
thing. That's
season.
why I don't even bother saying it or trying to like people go back and forth. The fans trying to tell. I'm not gonna. It's the same thing every season. It's all these different people, all these different connections. Is 1 hour in the show. So if you hear Lyndon screaming out across the table, if Marcia was here, you don't even know why he's saying that because you don't see Tony and I. You know, and to answer somebody's question, they said, why do you think they don't show out your connection? I think that how far you go in the process and how you bow out, like me being like, okay, I'm gone. It just wasn't emotional enough to show. Like our connection was very healthy. Tony is a great guy to me. He's very respectful. I don't see this aggression. I don't, or not aggression, but like, back and forth. Our connection was very warm. So
Right.
I think that didn't fit the bill. So they just kind of like cut it out.
So the man that we see that's with Morgan is a completely different man than what you got, is what you're pretty much saying.
He could never, ever.
I think that Morgan, and not to talk about them so much, but I think that she opens the doorway and invites him to be able to be that kind of man. You know what I mean?
I don't think she's activating him. I think, well, maybe in a sense.
I never said that she was activating. She's opening the door for him to.
They're both operating in the same space.
That part too.
It's week to week with the fans, but if you really think back, like she was the one that kept talking about his connections originally. Like, oh, we talking to other girls, whatever. And I never knew none of this was going on, y'all. Like, we took each other pictures, it was cool. Like, I didn't know that she was telling him like clean it up and don't talk to Marcia on the boat. I didn't know. Not that it would change how I felt. I would never. So like even he knew, like the producers was trying to whisper in his ear to like bring it up, and I would just look at him like, nigga, I wish you would bring up a connection on
like me.
I wish you would.
Right.
Doing that. First of all, out of respect for the process, and secondly, dignity, like pride. Like I'm not sitting across from some man every chance I get talking about his other connections when I signed up for a love show where he has other connections. I'm just trusting in our connection. If you my person, you my person.
Right.
If not, run off to the sunset with whoever. But don't try to spin the block.
Okay. No, someone wants to know, are you coming back for part 2? But no, that's not the question that I wanted. Oh, did you connect with Anthony? Kira Thomas wants to know.
Anthony we connected early on. I feel like, but they don't count as a connection. Like we were really cool early on, and then post, like after everything, we were just like really good friends.
SJ said Tony is probably more of himself with Morgan and more of his representative with Marcia.
Possibly. Possibly, because I just saw something like, and then even in the process when we were together, like what I think he wanted of me, like to be. But I think it was based off how he told me about his background and all that stuff. I think it was kind of like more like a safe space. But Tony knew he couldn't play with me, and I really respect that about him. Cause you know how you meet somebody, you just know it's like, okay, I respect what you got going on. You respect what I got going on. Let me go over here. Right. You know, like I feel like he kind of knew. Well, I know he know because we talk. But I feel like he kind of knew, and that's the grace I give him, as far as him being around. Like I feel like he spared me.
Okay, is it any? And I saw this question earlier in the chat, and this is a question that Tyrone loves to ask. So I'm going to ask you. But you already told me you only saw Potomac and you only saw DC, because the question was going to be, would you date anyone from any other seasons? So you got 3 other seasons that you can pick from. If you could date any one of them, would you date any one of them?
Do y'all agree that the Miami stuff is like No. I watched the DC, and I said this on another thing. I don't want the man to think I'm shooting his side. I just saw a little piece of him on the show, and I like how serious he was. I like
Who?
serious men. And I
Who?
like men that's the opposite of me. Like, he was dark skinned. So I'm like wild and bubbly. I like my man to just be sitting in the corner and be like, yeah, that's my girl. She crazy.
Right. Right.
So it was one guy, I don't know which DC, but he was dark skinned, he was serious looking, and he was well dressed.
You might be talking about, I don't know. That was
They
a few.
called him the last time I was on here. They said the name. So if you say it, I'm gonna know who it is.
Is it Sean?
I don't think so.
Nye? Tall,
Um,
dark skin?
oh shit.
I don't know. Was it Potomac or was it DC?
I don't know. He was like well dressed. He was serious looking. What is he on the show? It's so hard to remember.
Is it Demetrius? He had a beard.
It was Demetrius. Yep, that's who they said it was. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Demetrius.
I'm trying to like put
everybody in the chat is saying Demetrius. They're like Demetrius, Demetrius, Demetrius.
Said, I'm like, yep, that's him. Yep.
Yeah. Everybody's saying Demetrius. All right. If they did an all-star show where it was all the people that did not find love on the other seasons and they put them all onto one season, would you do that show?
I gotta watch all the seasons. I don't know. I heard
that part. Would you do it again? Would you do it again? So that's my next question, really. Would you do it again?
I don't like the format of the show, and maybe the fans feel the same way because the elimination process makes it a game show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of frivolous connections, it's a lot of fake connections because people, especially men, are going with who chose them. And then that's why I think like afterwards, it's just kind of like,
yeah.
Because ultimately it wasn't a love connection. It was a get to the end connection. Exactly. So I don't like that about Ready to Love. That's the only piece I don't like. Exactly. Because once you start introducing every week somebody has to go home, it's an ego and it's a game. And trust me, if I wanted to play the game, all I had to do is smile and grin and let somebody like hug on me and tell them all sweet nothings. Yeah. I could go. But if you're really trying to connect, and it's almost like you get punished for connecting, right? Because if you with someone for real, you get sent home. Yeah. So you gotta smile up in all these guys' face and play nice to make it to the end. So to me, that's a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like if they took out the elimination process and they vetted real men, of course I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like the level of women they brought on versus the like, I can't say it, whatever. But yeah, if they took because I don't want to, because there's some men that I think are actually awesome candidates in Red Club, but then there's some that I'm like, where did y'all get these people?
Yes, absolutely. This is my last question about the show. Do you feel like you got booted off too soon? Do you feel like you had a couple more episodes in you because you had a connection that you wanted to nourish a little more, or you just wasn't ready to go? You was enjoying the process. Like, do you feel like when it was time for you to go, I know what I saw, but now I'm asking you, do you feel like it was your time, or
what did you see? What did you think?
I felt like you was ready to go. You was like, I mean, I ain't know I was going to go, but you know what? Hallelujah. Like, peace be with you guys. It was real. I had fun.
And only because, not to like shit on or shrink my connection with Tony. We had a great connection. We really did. Mm-hmm. But I think the nair and the hair and his response freaked me out. Because I was like, not that I wanted him to jump ship, but the way he responded said a lot about him. That I was just kind of like, yeah, these are not my group of people. Yeah. Or not, like the connection I have, like these are not men that I'm just not there. Like, I'm somewhere else. Like, you know, these are big grown people. These are people older than me.
Mm-hmm.
As for you to be like revengeful and smiling and kiki and everybody kiki I'm like, I'm in the wrong goddamn room. It's time to go. And I literally went home the next episode. So for me, no, I don't think I went home too early. I think God removed me out of toxicness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that had I been in that house, I would have been subjected to all of that. And that's why I say my heart went out for her at that table, because that was a mess and no woman deserves that. And for men to like completely disregard you and just be like tit for tat, because if you heard him, he said, you're going to lose. This is not a competition. This is a love connection.
He sure did.
Yeah, this is a love connection. So I saw, and this is God's discernment, I saw from there in the hair that this is what this was. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna bow out, because your response ain't the type of man that's my husband response, you know, to that. Because you understand that, and you okay with that, because maybe that's what you got. You got to look crazy on you too.
Yeah.
And I said this on another thing, but not the shade, you know, Tony is a great guy.
Yeah. No, no shade taken.
That's why you see me lead with such grace, because I knew the week leading up to it, I was just kind of like, you know, sometimes you have to look around, you have to read the room, and sometimes your people ain't there, you know, and when you done did some work on yourself and you really ready to love and you really want to, you know, get out there and meet somebody that's where you at, you got to be able to bow out.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Because your husband was not there, honey. I was like, Marcia is just entirely too much woman for any of the men there, like in real life.
Mad when they see her.
You said what?
I said it might piss people off, like, say it, but it's true.
I mean, exactly. And that's the only reason why they would be pissed off, is because people don't like to hear the truth most of the time. So it is what it is.
These are 40-year-olds, y'all. These are not 20-something-year-olds. And we talk about people that saying they want love and they ready and they want a husband. And it's just kind of like, even I've done some things, but I ain't never did no shit like that. And even if I did, I wouldn't be smiling. It was just telling. It was so telling. And it's like, go that way.
It's so much I want to say, but I'm like, this Marcia interview, and I don't want to.
You gotta say it, because you gotta help me.
No, I say, but see, that's what my panels are for. You know what I mean? Like, I discuss that stuff on the panels. I mean, I get it, and I mean, since you said that, I'm going to say this. I completely agree. But my thing is that if she, or if someone is acting like that, and if they're especially if it's years later and they're kind of joking about it and they're playing around about it, like, and they have no remorse for it and they don't understand the severity of their actions, that's a problem. Because actually what I said on my review real quick is that, you know, you don't know if that man could have had an allergic reaction from it. Absolutely.
This is a thing. They edited out the rest of the story. That man, more shit happened to him. But maybe for the sake of the show. So that's why. Yeah, they just showed the narrative. That's why it was such a huge curve for me. Because when Tony was telling me about it, I'm like, what? Like, and then when I was in the lounge, I think I was like nervously grinning, because I'm like, this can't be real. Like when she was telling the story, because it was more to the story than the nair and the hair, baby. It was like hospital, all type of shit. And it was like a badge of honor.
Right.
Like, are we in high school? What is happening? These are grown ass women that's ready for marriage.
She's 38 years old.
So for me, and what I'm talking about is my experience. Is no shade to people's journey in life. What I'm saying is, for me, that was enough for me to say, I'm in the wrong group of people. This is not, I'm dating the wrong guy. Like, and I'm a bow out, you know, because honestly, I'm past that. I'm looking to grow and build. I got businesses and brands to pour into. I got nieces and nephews that's watching this show. Like, I can't be associated with foolishness.
That part.
So
Marcia, yes. Because
I
real
and I wasn't gonna sacrifice that for someone's entertainment watching the show, because I was thinking about my nieces and nephews who was confused why y'all sent their auntie home. You know?
Honey, it's so true. Like when I was on the bridge, because I made it to the end. When I was on the bridge and I made a comment when I was talking to Walter, I said, this wasn't a good time for me. It wasn't me and him that hadn't happened good. I'm talking about my experience as a whole with the people on the show, the castmates. I was like, what the hell did I get myself into?
What
Like,
crazy ass spot they dumped me in? This is delusion city. These people are
yes. I was like, for real, like, and it wasn't even about like me and him. We could have connected, whatever the case, but the people that I was on the cast, man, let me tell you something. I was like, I am too old to be out here fighting. But that's what they were pushing me to. Like, they was pushing my buttons. They was antagonizing me. They were trying to humiliate me. They were in my face, just poking at me, just
and if you let
trying to dismiss and diminish me. And I'm just like,
yes.
yo, like, you don't want this smoke.
Know who you are, because if you and then people will let your past become who you are. But if you get that's who you are. So you be careful, because it chips away. It chips away. And that's why I didn't want to be. That's why I was okay with going home, because I chipped away at. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like, bitch, you don't see what's going on. Oh, I saw what the fans saw. And that's why I was right with them, because I was like, I see what's going on. Like, this is toxic. This is foolish. This is immaturity. This is insecurity. Like, it's no queendom going on. Ain't no woman being praised and celebrated here. And that's what I desire. Now, if somebody else don't desire it, that's fine. If you desire to be, in the mess, wallow around in the mud with a pig, I'm not doing it.
Honey.
I'm going to take an exit, and I'm going to be okay with the exit, because my value was my value before I got here. Actually, I took some more shit away with me from being here, So to your point, you so at some point you realize, like, y'all not going to subject me to mess and chip away at my value. No, I'm going to. Wait, why people keep saying Anthony? Is it Anthony from the show?
I don't know.
Yes, Anthony, you get a best.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think Anthony is in the chat. Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay.
Honey, because I wasn't even looking at the chat, honey. Me and you, we was.
I know. I looked down. I saw.
We was sister bonding, child.
No, but I can relate to what you're saying. And honestly, Sabrina, in life, you got to take control of your perception, right?
Yeah.
And take your peace. Like, you can't let people subject you to mess. Like, and something, anybody that want to go on a reality show, that's just the tea. Like, they will subject you to something. They can't make you, but they will subject you to it. So, me missing out on that house experience and getting those calls 7, 8 in the morning or what was going on, I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And God favors me. He don't play by me, baby. He move all the fuck niggas out my way. Not that Tony's a fuck nigga, but all the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
But sometimes it be what come with people,
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Shout out to Anthony. He's on the show. He's in the chat. Came to support Marcia. Oh my God. Oh, someone says, don't act like you see my question. Honey, we could be on here all night. We can't be on here all night. So let me ask you something. Let the people know, are you working on any projects that you can or would like to share?
I'm working on a project that I can't share. I'm working on, I'll be at Essence in New Orleans in July. So that's a movie.
Yay. Spirit fingers.
Yeah. And I'm working on a B-Day drop, my birthday. So I have some new designs coming out for my birthday.
Will it be a whole collection or just some pieces?
It's gonna be a few pieces, because collection I think consists of like 7 or more. It just won't be 7, but it'll be a few pieces that really embody who I am and where I'm at in life. My birthday collection is very me.
Yeah.
So that will come out like June.
Yeah. That's so exciting. I am so, honey, I need to get down to Miami, because let me tell you something.
Sabrina, come Don't come spring break or Memorial Weekend. It's a shit show. But after that, come and let me know.
Okay, I will. I so appreciate this conversation. Like literally, I feel like I've just been sitting here talking to my sis and we just been shooting it. You know what I mean?
It's like RTL family. I told you we like one dysfunctional family.
Absolutely. We really are. But I don't it's crazy because I have been drawn to other RTL casts, not so much on my season. It's a couple here and there like that I, talk to. It's crazy because I'm actually interviewing Corey, which was on my season. I'm interviewing him tomorrow on here.
Okay.
But so much love I get from like Miami cast. Like I love you. I feel like I need to be on a show. Should have been on a show with you.
Oh, good, because some of the bloggers was like, we're my cast is kind of like bougie and standoffish, and I think they don't understand that we're going through the process, and then when we come out, it's like a lot because we're regular people and all these fans, all these tweets, it's a lot. Somebody asked my zodiac. I'm a Gemini. I'm a huge Gemini person. Oh, how y'all know? How Auntie Eva knows she's a Gemini? I'm a Gemini. So, yeah. But no, I think that they said that about us. So that's good that you said that you love us.
I don't get that. Maybe because I went through the process. Like, I really...
Oh, right.
I don't get it. Like, I get, those are my people. Like, that's how I feel. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like that so much about the DC cast. I didn't feel like, these are my people. I didn't feel like that at all.
I love my cast. That's why I have a hard time talking about them, because I really do genuinely like as people. Yeah.
Right. I get it. Because but you have to, because just like too, with people on my cast, it was some people that I didn't really care for, but I'm not going to badmouth anybody. But guess what? I'm going to speak my truth.
That's my point, Sabrina.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna trash you. I'm gonna let the people have at that. But if it's anything pertaining to me or ask me anything, then I'm gonna be like, wait,
Right.
Yeah. But I don't really have much bad things to say. I think the internet is enough. Like the internet is so harsh.
Yeah.
They're dragging bitches. So it's like, you don't have to engage.
But it is what it is. And I'm not, I'm not going to sit here and argue back. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to definitely speak my truth, because from afar, two people arguing, they both look like fools. And I'm just not the one. I'm too busy. I got too much real shit going on to be
real shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Real bad.
Back and forth with
real friends.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you so much. Just to let you guys know, all of Marcia's socials is down at the bottom. We have her Instagram, her personal Instagram, and then we have her Instagram with her hair, and also her website, which is tantravogue.com. So when you click out of here, definitely go to the description box below if you want to follow. Not if you want to, definitely go follow her on all her socials. Check out our website, all that stuff. You heard her. She's going to have some pieces dropping in June for her birthday. And other than that, I appreciate you so much. Is it anything that you want to say to conclude?
No, I just think you guys should follow me on Instagram, Marcia Did It, to get my full personality and story, and then tune into the reunion because y'all gonna want to see this dress and the tee, because the dress and the tee go together.
Well, we're ready for it, honey. We've been ready for it for 11 episodes.
Right.
All right, honey. Well, good night, everyone. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you love this video. If you love this interview, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, I would love for you to join my Soulmate community family here. Definitely join the membership for behind the scenes as well. Don't forget to comment down in the section. Let us know exactly how you felt about it. And if you have anything to say to Marcia after this and you're watching the replay, we're going to get Marcia to come back to check out those comments so she can communicate with you guys as well. Any questions about the hair, the clothes, etc., put it down in the comments section and share this video. Other than that, we love you. Have a great night.